Oh, sorry, I was muted. I was talking to myself, literally, for once. Normally, if I'm talking to myself, it means people might hear me. Apparently not today. No, we'll just keep it simple. Why not? Probably because keeping it simple is generally not as interesting. But I am a simple squid, so we do what we can. Just gotta get it to the point where I can do some of this beforehand. Sure, there's a way to do this better. Oh, right. I could just schedule the stream up beforehand. That would actually work. Of course, I don't do that. Of course, there's a lot of things I didn't do that I should have. It's usually how that goes. And that will get... Oh, no. That's wrong. Get that last one on there. Then we're good to go. There we go. Now I can post. Alright, so now there's a tweet out. And... I think we're ready to just hang a minute. Maybe I'll, I mean, I had one thing I was thinking about talking about. Then I was thinking maybe just going through Steam, perhaps. Chatting about some of the games and stuff, maybe. But first, I'm going to tell my phone to shut the fuck up. The sheep is out mowing the grass, so it keeps telling me there's somebody outside, and it's like, yeah, I know there's somebody outside. But you're just gonna keep trying to tell me there's somebody outside, aren't you? Because you're annoying. Of course, I suppose on one hand it's good to know if he, like, passes out outside or something, huh? But let's see here. Where is that setting? It should have like it for an hour or something. Just put it over here where it won't bother me as much. Now what was I doing? Oh, right. I was going to my bookmarks because I had that thing bookmarked that I wanted to talk about. But there it is. Alright, we'll pull this up in case I need it. There we go. That puts me about where I want to be. Let's just go ahead and say hi. How's it going? I think it's going alright. I've still got to. Do I have? I do. Excellent. Oh, yep, there we go. Of course, I don't really like it being all that information. You guys don't need to see my whole setup. Just narrow that down a bit. Plus, it lets me get more on the screen. And we will biggen this a little so that there's more on the screen. There we go. Now, I wanted to read through this just to, well, let's face it. Everybody's going to be reading through this. Literally. I mean, it's a big thing going on right now. A lot of people are going to be coming face to face with the fact that not only was their actual position entirely unnecessary, but they themselves are entirely unnecessary. I would love to see a breakdown of exactly which people lost their jobs. I would bet there's a whole lot of managers, a whole lot of HR on this list. Because let's face it, HR does not make video games. And it's nice to see that Xbox may have actually realized this. Whether they truly have or not, well, that does remain to be seen. But I will go ahead and read through this for us. As you see, this is from Asha Shah, who is currently, I believe, not the CEO. Yeah, the CEO, president, whatever. She's the person currently in charge of Xbox gaming. So, this is an important email I sent to all employees at Xbox. And I do appreciate the transparency. Whether or not it'll actually make a difference, yet to be seen. This is one of those things that they can do everything they want, and until they actually start releasing things, I'm not going to buy it. Of course, I'm still waiting to see if they decide to keep a CD slot in physical media for Xbox. It'd be funny, really funny to see if Xbox does the same thing that PlayStation did back in the day where, you know, they were making fun of the fact that you could still do that, but we'll see. Probably not. I'm not going to hold my breath on that. Very likely to be the last console generation I buy, unless I happen to buy a Nintendo Switch 2 in the future, which at the moment, no reason for me to. Anyway, back to the actual point here. Team, we are beginning the most significant restructure in Xbox history. After careful consideration, I have made the difficult decision to reduce our team by approximately 3,200 throughout fiscal year 27. This will include approximately 1,600 role eliminations today. In addition, 4 studios will leave Xbox to new management. I recognize that a year-long restructuring creates additional challenges. Unfortunately, it is not possible to make all the necessary changes in a single day, and I wanted to be direct about the scale. And in fairness, if you are a person who currently works at Xbox and you're thinking, gee, maybe my job's not safe, that means you can start looking for a job now as opposed to waiting until they tell you you're gone, which is kind of healthy. or I guess healthy is not the right word, is kind of helpful for you as the person. However, if you're stubborn enough to just stick around, you could be screwing yourself over. It also helps them in that the more people who leave voluntarily, the less actually have to find their own jobs all of a sudden, or my brain got off on the wrong track there. The less that they have to fire, the less people they have to decide, well, who are we getting rid of? And that's a positive thing for both sides. So if you are currently working at Xbox and you're at all worried, maybe just go ahead and find yourself a new job somewhere where you would be appreciated. Because obviously about 3,200 of you aren't currently very appreciated by anybody. I can't imagine why. I know this is painful. These changes will directly affect people who have poured their creativity into building Xbox. Many joined us through acquisitions, while others were recruited here or sought us out because they loved this industry and loved Xbox. Today's decisions do not reflect their talent or dedication. That's actually a straight up lie. In many ways, it does reflect their talent. A lot of them didn't have any. That's the biggest problem. The amount of nepotistic hires that happen in higher end business is ridiculous, especially as the business seems to think, well, we have all this money, so why don't we just hire the people we like? And then they don't understand that that doesn't work. But it's an unfortunate human trait. When your business grows, it happens when the people who originally founded it are gone. Though in some ways you can't say that so much about this. Bill Gates still runs it, but Bill Gates is evil, so there's that too. Our business today is not healthy. We are operating at margins that are 3 to 10 times lower than comparable platforms and publishing businesses. We entered Gen 9 with a smaller install base and a higher cost structure. To grow, we bet on Game Pass, multi-platform, and a broader portfolio of content. While those businesses have created meaningful value, they did not grow at the pace we expected. As that happened, our core business weakened and we added more teams, more investment, and more time, hoping for a better outcome. And now the industry is facing the most severe hardware crisis in history. We must reset Xbox. So totally true on so many different levels. I'm sorry, I do not believe in gaming as a service. I know plenty of people who like to use Game Pass for the free games or because they don't have to buy games or whatever their reason is. I understand people liking that, but I do not like the idea of pushing gaming as a service. And I'm sure that's not going to stop at this point. I'm sure that they will try to find a way to basically force our hands. Getting rid of physical media is one of those ways, honestly. But I just don't. I'm old. That's the thing. I'm old. I like to own my games. I like my stuff to be mine. Which I don't think is that crazy, to want your own stuff to be yours. It's really just, oh God, it's so much. But to see it actually having an effect, to see the Game Pass bet, the multi-platform bet, and honestly, the one thing she doesn't mention here is the live service bet. Live service games are so oversaturated for the player base. And it feels like neither Xbox nor PlayStation, or even PC, want to admit that. You can't just live off of Fortnite alone. And honestly, that should be obvious since I recall Fortnite losing money in past years, but we'll see, So first, we will reset our content portfolio. Since 2018, we have aggressively expanded our studio portfolio, while the number of games created each month across the industry now outpaces the last 10 years combined. That's crazy, but with indie game dev, that doesn't surprise me either. We now find our We now find ourselves competing with not only the largest publishers, but also with smaller independent studios, which is good. Don't let them try to tell you otherwise. Competition is best for us, the customer, and they can go fuck themselves. It is neither possible nor desirable to own every great independent studio. Thank God. Because let's think, when a large company buys you, you think you're getting the safety of money, but what you're getting is actually corporate control. I understand the desire for it, but it's so hard to work out a deal that actually protects you, you know? We have also learned that we are not the best home for every type of studio. In a typical year, we lost 64 cents for every dollar we invested. As we reset Xbox, we will help independent creators succeed by providing open development tools and audiences to realize their vision. So how do you anticipate providing audiences? Is that trying to sell space on Game Pass? Now, if Game Pass happened to go the direction of Steam and allowed independent publishers to put their games up on there for some kind of royalty for every time somebody played it, that could be a positive for both indie devs and Xbox. You could produce more people buying into Game Pass. I still would not be one of them, but I could see where people might do that to have more discoverability for the games that they're looking for. Of course, that's just conjecture. It doesn't say that, but I can see where that could be a possibility. And opening it up to studios that they don't necessarily own in an easier way, oh my God, that would actually be kind of interesting to see that kind of innovation. But to see a way, I would love to see more ways that indie devs could flourish, could make money for themselves and create better things, because I do firmly believe that in the end, indie devs are the direction for gaming. That's where all gaming starts, is with the small teams sitting in their homes, developing something they're passionate about, and then eventually make it big. That's where gaming started and will remain. That's where the heart of it is. But we'll see. Compulsion Games and Double Fine Productions will return to management and transition to independent studios with their IP catalog and runway for their next games. Ninja Theory and Undead Labs have entered terms to join new ownership with funding to complete and grow Senua and State of Decay 3. In France, Arcane's management is beginning required consultation with its works council to review potential strategic options. That sounds awful. But I bet that has something to do with the work laws in France. There's so much unionizing there that they probably have to ask basically the entire fucking company before they can do shit. That would be irritating, to say the least. So, but I mean, now we know that Compulsion and Double Fine aren't actually being closed. I know that will disappoint any number of people, but they are moving on to do their own thing. So if they manage or not, they apparently are giving some kind of benefit, I guess, because it says runway for their next games. So I'm going to guess they may have given them a little extra money on their way out the door or something. I don't know. Which would seem weird, but on the plus side, I do appreciate that they're not just shutting down these studios. Even if they're not making games that I would play, even if I don't like the people in the business, excuse me, even if I don't like the people in the studios, I would much rather watch them fail on their own, I don't want that layer of, well, Xbox told us. Now it's all on their own back. Whatever they do next, whatever they decide to do, if they're not doing it with passion and with the idea of pleasing gamers in mind, they're just going to end up dead anyway, or dead in the water anyway. They're just going to totally fall on their faces. And personally, I'm okay with that. I'm totally fine if they happen to fuck themselves over. I would be curious to see who the new owners for Ninja Theory and Undead Labs are going to be. I know a lot of people are upset at State of Decay because of Zoe Quinn, which I totally understand and agree with, but thankfully it's not a game I play, so I really have no dog in that fight. But it's good to see people sticking to their guns with specific types of behaviors, if you know what I mean. We are also making reductions across other units and in some cases shifting investment to focus on higher priority projects. These changes vary in size across Activision, Bethesda ZeniMax, Blizzard, King, Mojang, and Xbox Game Studios. None of our first-party, publicly announced games or projects are being canceled as part of these reductions. Probably a good way to save face. I'm curious how that will work out. One moment. Reading voices and talking voices require a different level of energy from me. And I don't do a lot of talking in day-to-day, so it gets my throat a little sore. So just be a little patient with me. And we will get through this. Alright, where are we? In addition, Mojang and King will report directly to me. These two studios have increasingly become platforms and are our largest by monthly active players. They bring critical geographic, demographic, and differentiations to Xbox. So what they're saying is, for those who don't know, Mojang and King are mostly mobile game developers. Yes, you can find their games on PC, on Xbox, possibly even on PlayStation. I don't know. I have not looked through PlayStation in a long time. And a lot of times you can even find them on Nintendo Switch as, interesting little time wasters. The only concern is with them becoming the largest demographic that they will then try to push that into other demographics. But that is something gamers have been having to face for a while now. Mobile gaming is not the same as actual gaming. It's just not. I know there are people out there who will fight tooth and nail about, well, it's still a game. It's not the same type of game, dude. It's not. I understand that you want to feel cool and get that little gamer label next to your name. But honestly, being a gamer has never been cool. It's not a status symbol. It's not something that makes other people want to hang out with you, except for maybe other gamers. But if you tell someone who regularly plays actual video games that the game you play the most is Raid Shadow Legends, they're not going to look at you the same as they are going to another actual gamer. Yeah, there are plenty of easy, cozy games that you can play on PC or the consoles. But playing Match 3 and Jewel games is... You're playing a game, yes, but you're not a gamer. And there's no nice way to just tell you, no, you're not a gamer, honey. You're just not. And the fact that so many people view these kinds of things anymore as important labels is interesting in its own right, and probably a conversation we'll have a number of times as I do these, because I think the differentiation... well, to use the word that I had problems pronouncing just a few moments ago, the differentiations are important. And people seem to forget that just because a word can cover something doesn't mean it should cover something. I feel like I'm probably not making any sense, so let's continue on. But second, we will reset our platform. Oh boy, let's see how that goes. We know that great technology gets better when it gets simpler, not bigger. Today, in some parts of our company, work passes through as many as 14 layers of management. Holy shit! I kind of wish I had pre-read this because I would have queued up. You know what? Hold on. I'm just going to see if I can find that. Give me a second. Oh, did I actually not leave that other one open? Oh no, there it is. Because Office Space feels like the best representation of this right now. And you know the clip where everybody's coming up to him and asking or telling him he didn't do the cover letter for his TPS reports? Can you imagine? That's basically working at Xbox right now. That is literally what it would be like working at Xbox right now. Except I think he only had like 3 or 4 different people. Imagine having 14 different people tell you didn't do your job right. Holy shit. Our platform teams are 40% larger than they were at the start of this generation. Yeah, because COVID money and people thought hiring more people made things better, but no, it really doesn't. Even as our player base and playtime have declined. That complexity has shown oh my god. Thank God no one's actually here. All right. The complexity has slowed decisions, blurred accountability, and made it harder to deliver for players. As we reset Xbox, we will simplify. Yes. Oh my God. That is something so many companies need to do right now. X showed us this when Elon came in and cut the team down to, I don't know how many people is working down there now, maybe 100. God damn it. Hi, Jack Lantern. Unfortunately, you are here, so you got to hear me stumble all over that. I'm not alone. It's okay. That's okay. We all have problems reading sometimes, right? At least I know the words. Where were we? But yeah, I mean, so many people. So fucking many people. I cannot even. But that's the thing, is when you make a system more complicated and harder to get through, it doesn't make things better. It doesn't make things good. Especially when half the people you're hiring don't have any clue what the fuck they're doing. It does not allow for talent, really. But, yeah. We will reduce management layers to no more than 5, which in my opinion is still far too many. And where possible, 3. Liar. Jock, not Asha. For all I know, she's lying too, but that's beside the point. We will deliver success through a flatter organization that is built around makers, individual contributors focused on building, player coaches, leaders who remain deeply involved in the works while developing their teams, and directly responsible individuals, DRIs, who own key decisions and outcomes. And we will streamline how we work across our tools with cleaner code base, shared services, and 50%. Holy shit! I will renew my membership when I get my new card, Tentacles. Thank you, Alakazam. I appreciate that. You don't have to worry about it, though. I appreciate you being here. And I appreciate the membership, but that's beside the point. Also, I know that's you, Dave. Where was that word I just totally fucked up? And we will streamline how we work across our tools with cleaner code base, shared services, and 50% reduced vendor speed. There we go. I got through it that time. All right. Now, all of that sounds really good. The idea that they are focusing more towards the individual. Not sure about this player coach. What the fuck? Player coaches. I'm not sure about that terminology. Leaders who remain deeply involved in the work while developing their teams. I appreciate the emphasis on people who are actually involved in the work and everything. And the idea that people will be directly responsible for their decisions. But I guess I just don't trust corporate anything. Again, I don't believe any of this will do shit until I see results. It's all pretty words and everything right now. But the question is who do they end up keeping? Are the people actually interested in games? Do they actually care about gaming? And hey, Nerdcore, I'm so glad you could make it too. Are they actually interested in gaming? And who do they make these games for? I mean, are they going to try to focus, like I said earlier, about the whole the fact that they're going to have King and Mojang on there? Are they going to be people who are focused more on making gaming like mobile gaming so that more people can participate in that bad way that none of us really want? Because as I was saying, mobile gamers are not gamers in the real sense. Or are we talking about something that will be focused on creating games for an audience that wants the game? Like, and that's the hard part, is people look at gaming as this one big umbrella, but it's more like you're on a beach and everybody has their own little umbrella, and some people hang out under different umbrellas and other people want only just the one umbrella. You know, does that make sense? Is that a something, you know, because, you know, there are all sorts of gamers. There are gamers who like one type of game, and there are gamers who like many types of games, and then there are people who think they're gamers but play mobile games. And yet, player coach does kind of sound like a consultant, but leaders who remain deeply involved in their work, while developing their teams, and that it sounds like an internal consultant more than a third party, which some ways better, but it all depends on the direction they focus this in. Are their teams going to be focused on their own niche of games? Draw me a Venn diagram, please. I'm well Tylenoted. Yeah, we're all Tylenol Americans here. That's for sure. Mobile gaming is so easy to get into because it's so simple that even an idiot can do it. I mean, and that sounds cruel, but it's true. You don't have to be particularly intelligent or even try very hard to get into a mobile gaming. If you are 6 years old and can do a match and can do a memory puzzle, then you can do a mobile game, which is part of why parents have a tendency to shove their phones at their children, because it keeps them quiet and entertained. But if it sounds like they're going to focus on, hopefully, the individual spheres of gaming, you know, so maybe they'll have a
a section that does Souls-like, and maybe they'll keep King and Mojang focused on the mobile market and let the other ones do real games. But, we're back to that. I don't know. I don't know. I wish, Nerdcore, that you were entirely right, but let's face it, how many people do you personally know that will pick up their phone and play a mobile game? I personally know quite a few. I use a lot of... I play mobile games occasionally. I do the fucking Einstein puzzle, logic puzzle things when I'm bored and I'm not, capable of doing a real game. But I don't consider that... I consider that more of a brain engagement puzzle, more of a, hey, let me keep myself awake while I'm sitting here, than I do actually playing a game. It's like doing a crossword. That's what I'm saying. It's like if I was to pick up a newspaper and do the crossword because I'm bored. And not because I'm not actually gaming. That's the difference. I'm doing a puzzle. And that's what most mobile games are, if you think about it. And most of them are very weak puzzles, to be entirely honest. The number of times I've played this game and said, oh, look, this could be really fun, especially as the puzzles get harder as I play. And I'm already at like level 200. I'm not using any of the little perks that they want you to pay for. And I'm beating them all the first time. And it's like, okay, this is stupid. Yeah, exactly. They're easy to pick up when you're out and about. I know plenty of people who play gacha games on the PC. I mean, or on their PlayStation, which I guess they can access it through. I don't know. That's so weird to me. But yeah, I don't know. And yeah, you're right. The tolerance for bullshit on a mobile game is... Ooh, she spends hundreds on Candy Crush? Ew. It's her money as long as she has it to spend, I guess. But yeah, I guess I'm lucky in that my mother was a gamer and played real video games. So now that she plays these match 3 games on her phone, even she doesn't think it's actual gaming. She just does it to eat up time. But let's move on with this. So third, we are resetting how we operate. Wasn't that what you were just describing, that they were resetting how you operate? No, whatever. As Xbox grew our headcount, we became more fragmented. Yes, that happens. Teams, studios, and functions often operate independently, and it became harder to work towards a shared goal, make the right trade-offs, and get things done. Uh-oh. For the first time, we are establishing a chief operating officer with end-to-end P&L responsibility across content, hardware, platform, and services. Helen Chiang, I probably said that wrong, has been promoted to this role and will report directly to me. Over nearly 2 decades at Xbox, Helen has helped build some of the most important businesses, from Xbox Live to leading Mojang and the Minecraft franchise. Oh dear. She will bring our businesses together under one operating model, making sure we make clear investment decisions, learn from our successes and failures, and hold ourselves accountable for results. I'm not sure how I feel about any of that. Ugh. I mean, if you're bringing in someone who's mostly into the mobile and Minecraft models... I mean, most people will harp on the fact she's a woman. I don't even care about that, obviously. But her I don't know that you can treat a regular video game like a mobile game, or even like Minecraft. Minecraft's kind of its own thing. And again, it's not a game I'm into. It's not something that I do. So that's scary, But I guess the future will tell. On the plus side, realistically, I'm not going to buy anything like that. But it also leads me back to the idea of what are they doing with Xbox Live and how is she going to do all the things that was promised. But I'm not big into the idea of forcing everybody into one model of operating, especially when you're talking about video games where each kind of video game may require something different. But yeah, I guess we'll wait and see. Thank you, Dave McCarthy, who is retiring after 17 years with Xbox. Dave has played a defining role in building the platform that millions of players rely on every day. Oh God, so he's who to blame. And has been a trusted partner through many of the biggest moments in Xbox history. We wish him all the best. These changes are about a bigger future for Xbox, not a smaller one. The next decade of gaming will be larger, more global, and more creative than any we've seen before. This year, we'll invest as much in Xbox as we ever have, but we'll invest it with greater focus, greater discipline, and greater clarity. And in all services of making Xbox... Oh, all in service of making Xbox where the world plays and creates. Fuck that. Sorry. I want Xbox to be one of the few companies that entertains more than 1 billion people each day and gives everyone the opportunity to create and connect. I know we can achieve this goal. Xbox has many of the most beloved franchises in entertainment history, talented studios around the world, and we will return to growth in 2027. History is full of companies that mistake longevity for inevitability. We will not be one of them. Asha. Okay. So, yeah, that's the long and the short of it, isn't it? I mean, overall, I do think there's things to be hopeful about here. But I keep repeating it. I know. I apologize. But until we see the results of this, until I see that you're not just creating mobile games on expensive hardware, or you're not monetizing everything like a mobile game, oh my God. We're already in that world in many ways. I mean, look at what Ubisoft does time after time after time. But I don't want to see that become even more widespread. The unfortunate part is no matter what I personally want, there's about 100 idiots out there who will do the exact opposite. Basically, for every one of me, there's 100 morons. Oh, thank you, Speed Force. Rip Xbox, you will not be missed. I don't think they're actually going anywhere, though. Oh, that's why my sound didn't get off. I forgot this was a thing I don't use very often. Give me 1 second. I gotta fix something. I did not set this up right for this, because this is a daily thing now. Well, not a daily thing. It's a 4-day-a-week thing now. So Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, I will be here at approximately this time to do this kind of thing. And I, in my eternal wisdom, did not sit down over the weekend and do shit to set this up. Because I'm an idiot. So there are things that I would normally have set up that aren't here. Give me a second to find them, because I don't remember what they're called. Oh, shit. Can I just copy that? Do I have to copy all that? Maybe I can just add the group. Let's find out. Turn off studio mode. Oh, okay, good. I can just do that. That makes my life easier. Okay, there we go. Because unfortunately, Speed Force, in your kindness for the $2, thank you. My alerts were not set up. Thus, you guys missed the really cool alerts that I have. I am so proud of the way they came out that I can't even begin to continue to explain them because so those of you who spend much time with me know that I love the book Theft of Fire by Devin Erickson. Sci-fi book, hard sci-fi book, hard science in it, really cool story. Has a hold on, I'll actually give you guys the website in case you haven't been around while I've talked about it. God damn it. I don't want that one. I want the other one. There we go. But anyway, so it has an audiobook. And that's not what I wanted either. And the audiobook is narrated by a fellow named Dane Little. And the fellow has a really good voice. And he was kind enough to sit down with me and work out some, what are they called? Notification sounds. And he did such a fantastic job. And it tickles me to no end every time I get to hear one. Not just because people are getting me money, but also because, they sound really cool. But that's that whole thing. But it's set up now. Check out Theft of Fire by Devin Erickson. Really good book. You can get the audiobook or you can get the actual book. I recommend both, whichever one you prefer. And then if you haven't ever checked out Devin's posts on Twitter, he's got some really good ones. He's really, really good at breaking shit down. Anyway. What was I saying before I got off on the absolutely... Oh, right. Xbox. Yes. Yeah. Parts of this worry me. Parts of this makes me think, oh God, we're headed more into that doom scroll. Let me think about this a second. We're headed more into that doom scenario about making everything microtransactions because that's works. The drip feeding of content and putting it all behind a paywall and all that shit that we've been trying to fight against in the gaming scene forever, because that works on mobile. You can do that on mobile because the people who do it on mobile aren't the best at controlling their impulses. And gamers, on the other hand, in general, are a little better. Not hugely better, unfortunately, or we'd see a lot less of it. Hold on, whatever this vehicle is needs to pass. I don't know if you could hear that, but it was interfering with my brain processes. Let's go back to where I was. There we go. But yeah, that there seems... This could go one of two ways, is kind of what I'm thinking. It can either go the direction where they try harder to make actual gaming like mobile gaming, or they could actually, since they're having the two big mobile platforms report directly to her, they could actually kind of isolate them so that they can go their two very different directions with very different needs. Of course, then then again, the fact that those two report directly to her and this Helen lady, the chief operating officer, will be in charge of that other stuff. Maybe they are kind of devising that, even though, again, she seems to have a lot of mobile experience. Will she recognize what makes regular gaming different from mobile gaming? That's the question, is will she understand that? And again, yeah, time will tell. We're in a situation where only time will tell. What are we to do? What are we to do? That is the question. Honestly, what are we to do? Absolutely nothing. Wait until whatever happens, and then deal with it. Let's see what other people are saying, though. Smash JT says it's a good start. Sevi says the restructure had to happen, not gonna lie. Xbox was failing, being so fragmented. Now you need to do better than Sony, which, low bar. Low bar. To be fair, all they have to say is, yeah, we're going to continue physical content, and then all people will already believe that is better than Sony. So, I mean, honestly, they just have to step over that bar. I don't see it happening, though. Apparently, Savage Brewski thinks that they muffed it. Doesn't say why, though. 404 error empathy not found. Says this has me cautiously optimistic. The openness is something we're not used to, which is true. We'll see how... God damn it. I keep doing that. We'll see how this goes. If your choices turn Xbox around, you'll have probably made one of the biggest reverses in gaming history. Which, true. Regarding Arcane, how much asking for a friend? Do you think his friend's Elon? Or is hoping his friend's Elon? Craig Stevens. As an Xbox user, the UI experience is painful. I'm going to be entirely honest. I have an Xbox Series S sitting over here. Is it the S or the X? Whichever one has the drive. I have one of those sitting over here. And I have not turned it on since I got it. That's the last time I had this turned on. For all I know, this thing doesn't even work anymore. I should really probably check that. But there's just nothing on Xbox that I want to play, you know? So I don't know what the UI experience is like at all anymore. Hard to believe how challenging it is to simply log in, navigate between users, change settings, and just use the basic system before entering a game. You guys should start with a total redesign of the UI. Horrible news for Xbox fans anyway, real fans. Ooh. Remove Call of Duty off Game Pass. Console prices being raised after you said they were too expensive. 1,600 people are not with Xbox anymore. They didn't lose their jobs. But I don't see how this helps Xbox at all. Just awful. Okay, so here's someone who obviously doesn't understand how money works. But hey, cool. The easiest solution is just look for the pink-haired devs that are destroying your IP and send them on their merry way. People want good games. We need to fire 3,200 people so myself and the rest of the execs can continue to get paid. Sure, we could have taken a pay cut, but it's easier this way. That's not the translation, and I'm going to guess... Let's take a look. Okay, I'm actually surprised that they don't have commie in their line here. But, you know, some people just don't understand. I mean, for one, yes, obviously they're going to do what they have to do to keep getting their own paycheck. I don't know anybody who is going to say, well, I'm going to have to just bend over and not get my paycheck so everybody else can get their paycheck. Because we all have our own fucking bills we need to pay, of course. So the idea that somebody else is going to take less money to make other people money, not really something to expect in the human psyche. And unless you are somebody who would say, well, I'm getting paid too much, so now I need to be paid less so that other people can get more. Those people exist. I'm not going to lie, they do exist, but they're extremely rare, and they're probably not making much money right now. But those 3,200 people are more than just people that need a paycheck. They need something to do. You can't hire somebody and have them sit around on their ass. That 3,200 people add up to those 14 layers of management. So you get rid of those 14 layers. What do those people then do now? Nothing. They don't do anything now because That's part of those management people. I mean, yeah, there's going to definitely be some game devs canned on this, but it sounds to me like most of this is going to be those in between management jobs, not the not the little people, not the individual devs. And yeah, you know what? Every one of those people that they cut is more money that goes into Microsoft's pockets. That money can then just be put back into the business to hopefully give the people they do keep more money and actually give them the freedom to work and create something that we're all interested in. Just because someone loses their job doesn't mean it's because somebody else wants to keep, well, okay, I take that back. It is partly because somebody else wants to keep getting paid. Because when your business goes out of business, you don't continue to get paid. It's just how that works. If you continue to pay a whole bunch of people too much money, your business makes no money, everybody loses their job. Not just 3,200 people, everybody. So, yeah, I don't. That kind of thing is just utter bullshit, in my opinion. You're free to disagree, but I'm right. Let no rainbow rock be left unturned. The Sharma purge continues, quiet, efficiently, and with surgical precision. Every DEI hire, every glitter-soaked woke appointee, every virtue signal specialist is being hunted down and removed like the ideological tumors they are. The rainbow doesn't fade, it gets deleted. I think this person's a little too optimistic. I don't believe that's exactly what's going on here. And honestly, we know for a fact that Double Fine and Compulsion aren't being destroyed. They're still going to be here. They just won't be owned by Xbox. They're going to continue on their merry way and eventually collapse under their own hubris, is my thought. They will destroy themselves on their own. And then they won't be able to turn around and say, well, but Xbox. No, honey, you did that to yourself. So that will be fun when that happens. But it's getting there. That's the thing. So fun. And just think that there is going to be no kind of agenda in the games is silly. There's always going to be people in there putting their agenda in the games. In some way, shape, or form, there's no such thing as perfection in this situation. But hey, you know, he's excited, he's happy, whatever. Maybe quit raising prices for Game Pass. In fact, lower it back to what it was originally, and finally lower the prices for Xbox Series X to the price it should be at from previous generations, $350 to $425. That brings more people. Think if you do that, you'll see your margins. Again, no, but hard to explain to those people. Now it had to be done. Now grab Matt Booty and both of you please make a visit to the Fable devs and tell them to make the women attractive and to bring back good evil like Fable's always meant to be. Fable's fucked, guys. As a massive Fable fan who did indeed enjoy all 3 Fable games, I have criticisms for them. Don't be wrong, I have criticisms for them, but I liked them all. Heck, I even liked the stupid Kinect game. I got to play some of that MMO thing they were doing, and I liked that. So I loved the Fables games. This thing coming out is fucked. There's nothing they can do to fix it. There's nothing they will do to fix it. They think they're doing what will work in today's world, and no, it's just gonna suck. So I've already written it off. I don't care. And, you know, it is what it is. It's over, guys. It's over. It's okay. I need to play that Masters of Albion game that came out, but I haven't had the money to buy it. So that's in the future. That's something I need to do in the future. First I need to beat Neo 3. So That's something I need to be doing. Should be disappointed in yourself as the new box in charge of Xbox. Letting these people go isn't going to help make Xbox better. If anything, it's going to make Xbox in worse place. What? Okay. I'm going to... Does anybody understand that? Because I personally... Rest in peace, Xbox. You'll continue to raise prices, and now you do this. I will be buying a PlayStation to play GTA, and you can thank yourself for that. What? So you're gonna buy the console that's not making actual physical game? Well, I mean, to be fair, neither is Xbox. But you're gonna buy the other console because Xbox laid people off? Is that what I'm hearing? Oh my god. These people are weird. Oh, and then this person thinks they're going to replace them with H1B. No, they don't want more people is the point. Okay. Wait, hold on. Oh. Yeah, they need to fix that too. But yeah, so that's the whole thing about Xbox. Holy shit, guys. I'm blown away by some of the people's responses. God damn. I don't know what to think about some of that. But like I said, this is going to be a daily thing, about 11 o'clock Mountain Time, 1 p.m. What's the word? 1 p.m. Eastern. That'll be fun. Trying to remember my words. 4 days a week, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. So, I'll be back tomorrow, is what I'm saying. About 11 o'clock. I don't know what I'm talking about tomorrow. But I always kind of felt like, if I run out of things while we're doing this, then I'm just going to pull up Steam and start giving my opinions on what games look like on there. So we'll see how that goes. But, yeah. You know where to follow me. You're already here. So give me, like, comment, subscribe, those things that people tell you to do. I may edit these down and put them up on my Abysmal Critic channel as videos. I have not decided on that yet. So don't hold your breath. But it is an idea I'm floating with myself. And we'll see what I think later. Tomorrow night, I will be on the Offensive Charm podcast with my friends Jazz, Bear, and Asta. My husband streams tonight at 9 p.m. on his channel Still Sheepsidian. And yeah, I think that covers it. We'll see everybody tomorrow. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the super chat, Speed Force. I appreciate it. Thank you, everybody who hung out, who chatted or not. If you're just sat there and listened to me, I definitely appreciate the fact that you were willing to show up and listen to me ramble. I appreciate that so much. But yeah, you guys go out and you have a good afternoon, early evening, whatever the fuck it is where you are currently. And yeah, see you tomorrow. Goodbye.